Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is Penapple and today I am doing a foundation swap with Gavin Sims. If you're interested in this build, you can download it off of the gallery. My origin ID is penappleYT. So basically what this is, Gavin and I each made a foundation, and we also, just to be extra mean, picked out 4 objects for each other, and we're not allowed to recolor them, and we had to incorporate them into the build. So, first of all, I am so sorry that I missed last week. Things happened, and I was in a wedding. Good things happened. Good things happened. And for a second I was like, oh man, I was so anxious. That's why, no, good things happened. I almost forgot. Anyways, but yeah, so apologize for that, but here I am. I'm back in all of my glory? Is that what we call it? Anyways, I have collabed with Gavin before. He's an amazing builder and YouTube maker and things like that. It is fantastic. He is fantastic, and I highly recommend you go check out his channel. But yeah, so although I say that, but I'm still also kind of mad at him because he gave me this foundation and those objects, which are really random objects. Like, I thought I was being relatively nice because, I mean, we kind of got this idea from my way back when I hit 1,000 subscribers. I had a 1,000 subscriber challenge where I made a foundation, and the idea is you aren't allowed to change it. So you're allowed to build within it, but you aren't allowed to build outside of it on the ground floor. And so he participated in that, and I loved his build so much it ended up getting featured on my channel. And since then we've done a trading spaces thing, and yes. But, so that's where the idea came from for this. But like, to those objects, so we have a little bit of a running joke in that the flamingo in game terrifies me. It looks at you from almost whatever direction, like, that you look at it from, and I don't know, it creeps me out. It creeps me out. And so when we were like, oh, let's also do objects, I was like, I forgot to say not flamingos, of course. I was just like, no gnomes, you know, like, we're good without the gnomes, we're fine. And so of course he didn't give me a flamingo, but he gave me a pink mannequin to represent a flamingo. And I was just, I died. I didn't get it at first, actually, because I wasn't that smart. But yeah, so what I decided to do with all those objects is I kind of thought, you know, that could be modern art. And so I decided to make an art gallery, which I think really suits the shape. Like, it's really out there and modern, and it's actually kind of my lazy way of not actually using the objects. Like, I don't know, does this count? I feel like it counts. But I thought the objects that I gave him were super adorable. Like, I gave him that breakfast painting, which I love that thing. I gave him my favorite bed in the game, which he called ugly. I don't mean to harass. I feel like I'm sounding a lot angrier than I actually am. I'm totally chill with all of this. I just like being dramatic. That would be the word. But yeah, he's a sweetheart. It's the best. Sorry. Yeah. But yeah, so I did that. But yeah, it's that yellow bed that we got with with Outdoor Retreat. And I love it. But apparently not everybody does. And also I used the mint green stove that we got in Parenthood, and so kind of stuff like that. But yeah, if you want to go check out what he made with the objects that I gave him, I will link it down below. I will link it in the info card, and it'll just be everywhere. You know, it'll just flood the screen. You'll be forced to click on it. This is what happens when I'm gone from YouTube for too long. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I actually don't have a huge amount to say on the shape of this build, because I just kind of ran with it. Like, I didn't try and like hide it. Like, I was kind of like, if you look at the third floor, those are exact replicas. Well, not exactly, but they mimic the shape of the bottom floors. And so, I don't know, I was like, let's embrace this shape. Let's go with it. But wedding. I was in a wedding. I was in one of my really good friends' weddings. I've known her since 7th grade. And I'm an old lady now at 24. Sorry, excuse me. See, that's my old lady cough. It's coming up. No, actually, I just ate before this, which is always a bad idea, and I always manage to do that before I record. But anyway, so I was in her wedding. It was, oh my gosh, you guys, it was so nice. If you want to see a picture of me and what I looked like, all dolled up with professional makeup on, go head over to my Twitter. I have it. I actually have it. I have it pinned because I was like, I look good. Let's show the world how good Penelope can look. But yeah, so like I love the color of the dress. It was like a cute blush color, and the wedding was honestly pretty laid back but organized. So it was nice. It was really nice. And I think my favorite part, and I've told everyone this, but my favorite part was about like 10 or 20 minutes before the ceremony is supposed to start. Like all of the like bridal party were all like hanging out, like we're actually technically hiding, because when you're in a wedding and you're wearing obviously a bridesmaid dress or a groomsman outfit, or you are the bride or groom, people want to talk with you. Before I continue the story, I built a sculpture with this little foundation bit. I didn't know what to do with it, so I built a sculpture. Is that cheating? I don't know, but it's like art, right? I made art. I'm fantastic. Anyways, but yeah, so right before the wedding, all of us are hiding, basically, except for the groom, and there were like some hills behind the venue, and he's just like roaming the hills. He has like a little sheet of paper, and he's like mumbling to himself, reading them, and he was practicing his vows right before the wedding. Oh my gosh, it was the cutest thing. Like, putting aside the fact that Heathcliff honestly isn't that romantic of a movie or book. That's definitely a book. That's also not what it's called. It's called Wuthering Heights. But anyways, ignoring the fact that Heathcliff is really creepy, he was like Heathcliff on the moors. It was really cute. But yeah, so that was mostly it. I had a lot of fun. Danced a lot. I danced up a storm. I have a Fitbit, and I usually get like 3,000 steps on a lazy day, on a weekend day, and I get more like 8,000 to 10,000 on like a normal day. But I got like 15,000 steps. It was intense for me. Other people, it's like whatever. But yeah, so it was really fun. It was really fun. But yeah, that's basically why this build didn't go up sooner. I had it ready. It was all ready, but Gavin is also like, oh, he's so busy. He's just so impressive. I can't with him. So we kind of just were both like, can we, maybe not. I know we said we would. And it worked out really well. Yes. But yeah, so here we are. I decided to go pretty simple with the landscaping, like, here we are back talking about the build. Like, what is this? A speed build? I thought this was a vlog. But yeah, I decided to go pretty simple with the landscaping, mostly because I didn't know what to do. I find modern landscaping to be a lot harder because it's technically supposed to be like cleaner, and so I don't know, but I ended up using fountains, and I honestly cannot, well no, I think I can, but I almost never use fountains. The last time I think I used a fountain was for my strawberry cottage build, which honestly could easily be like a year ago, maybe a bit less, like maybe like months, like full on months, and like it was one little fountain. But here I actually use fountains. I'm impressed with myself because I don't know, they make a lot of noise, and they just I don't know what it is about the fountains in The Sims 4, but I just don't like them. Okay, for a second when I said Sims 4, I had a little mini panic moment where I was like, wait, what number are we on? Today's a Friday when I'm recording this, so it's going up tomorrow. But when I was at work today, like, I knew it was Friday, and like a coworker had even asked me, oh, what are you planning on doing with your Friday? And I like told them, I'm just gonna relax, I'm just gonna chill out. And then like about an hour later, same coworker, I just had this sudden realization, it's Friday. I don't know what happened. I guess my brain kind of melted a little bit. Whew, that's what happens when you go too long without YouTube. I guess we could say. I guess that's what we could say happened. But yeah. I don't know what next week's build's gonna be. Sorry. Oh, I am out of practice. Ooh, here's a little fun fact. That terrain paint tool I've used, I don't know if I've actually ever used that before. It's kind of this like gravelly color, and I wanted to originally use sand because it's kind of like a desert plant thing I'm using there, but it just looked too yellow, and so I used that instead, which, by the way, this isn't interesting at all. Not that you actually wanted to know, but I used that instead, and I realized that I don't think I've ever used it before because it's from Outdoor Retreat, and I do sometimes kind of take into mind the packs that I'm using, but for terrain paint, unless it's like some of the like pathway sort of terrain paints from Get Together, I actually try and avoid using anything other than base game terrain paint, just because like if you're gonna go off base game for something, I don't know why you'd waste it on terrain paint. Is that a waste? I don't know. But here are these little bathrooms. I don't even know if I showed the finished product. They were really like slapdash put together. Like I was just like, there's a bathroom, your sim can go there, it's all good. But yeah, this is actually basically what the build ends up looking like. This whole thing came together really fast. I mean, I guess that's because I had the foundation already set for me, but yeah, but here you can see I'm kind of like trying to figure out where I'm going to put the objects, and they do end up all going in one room. Well, except for the little like music jammy station, which I imagine that's like, because it's community lot, I thought that'd be a good like place to put it. But yeah, so for a little bit I thought I might actually hide the flamingo man away, but then I was just like, does the flamingo man actually deserve that? Like, he's just living like everybody else is. Like, do we need to condemn him to the storage room? What am I even talking about? I wonder if Sims are gonna go into that room. I actually didn't really know what to do with that whole like other separate space. Like, I ended up having it be sort of a studio, but it's a weak attempt. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, here you can see I'm kind of like, I wanted to put them on pedestals so it's really clear that this is art. I'm not just throwing random objects in here, but I am. I secretly am. I'm just pretending to actually be creative. Okay. What? Did somebody say something? It wasn't me. I guess I'm in a good mood. I'm really like feeling it. But I did pull out a whole bunch of art, mostly because I didn't want to keep scrolling through the catalog, and I kind of wanted it to be modern art-ish. But yeah. Yeah, that's about it. I use the skateboards. I really love those skateboards. We got them in the Parenthood. It's like 3 skateboards, and I love them so much. It just reminds me of that like 2 months of my life where I longboarded, and I had this gorgeous board. It had like 2 koi on it. It was real cute. It was orange. You guys all know how much I love orange. It was orange and it was glorious, and I pretty much never used it because longboarding is terrifying. Also, I don't know if I've ever used this guy either. This is a whole range of firsts in this build, maybe, or infrequent. But I wanted to make it into art as well by picking something to put on top of it, because like, I feel like people forget about this object so much. It's just like a weird waiter, butler statue, and you can put stuff on it. So I end up putting a little steamboat on it, which is really cool because you can actually see a steamboat in the background, and it just felt right. But yeah, I use these cases from the Get to Work game pack, stuff pack, expansion pack, 3 times the charm, 3 times the charm. But yeah, that, you know, I feel like that expansion pack is like kind of underrated, you know, because we got a lot of stuff in that, and it's, for me, I tend to kind of underrate it because it didn't have like as huge of a build element as say Get Together it didn't have as much of a like decor element or as like, you know, really new, fun, exciting sort of whole world sort of element as City Living. I'm so excited for pets. Like, I honestly can't. I found a font the other day, guys. I downloaded it off the internet, and it has like little paw prints in it, and you know I'm gonna be using that. I saw that and I was like, pets. I'm ready. I am prepared. I am mostly excited for octagonal roofs. Like, bring it on. Like, I honestly am dying. I really wish they'd give it to us now, especially because there's a build I want to do that involves them, and I'm probably not going to get them in time, and I'm just going to do the build anyways. Say lovey. Lovey. But yeah, this is mostly just like lots of seating areas. I also, with this kind of being, there are a lot of get to work objects in this, and so I feel like this could really easily double as like an actual store if you really wanted to. Like, you know, like you could sell the different paintings, and that might actually be relatively lucrative. Yeah. So it could be a double function if you're not too keen on it being a museum. I honestly feel like I kind of copped out a little bit with this. I do like that random bowl of apples that I put in as I sized it up, and I'm like, this is art. It's kind of modern art for you though. Like, modern art is interesting to me because it like is constantly defying the like concept of what art is. If I sound smart, I'm not. At least not on this subject. Yeah. But yeah, like I do find modern art really interesting. Like, there's this whole like, my favorite, there's like this one story, true story, where this modern art gallery had like this, I forget even what it was supposed to represent, but it was basically trash. Like not like I'm being mean, but like actual like garbage, like used tissues and stuff like that. Here's more art that I made using that weird turkey statue. You saw it in the intro. That was a cool little visual effect, wasn't it? But yeah, so I am the queen of getting sidetracked. I sidetracked myself. Can you imagine, like, okay, so we're totally sidetracked now. I'll get back to the garbage art. It sounds so bad when I say that, but can you imagine me actually talking to somebody else? Because you guys have only ever heard me talk to myself, and I am cutting myself off constantly. Thoughts go unfinished, sentences, what are those? Who needs periods when you can just start talking about something else? Anyways, but yes, so garbage art, literal, I feel like I'm sounding really mean, but I literally mean garbage. And so the custodian didn't like realize, and so she ended up sweeping up and throwing away like thousands. I don't know why it cost that much, don't ask me, but thousands of dollars worth of art. And this has happened like not just once before, not by the, you know, it hasn't happened by the same person twice, but it's happened by different people. Luckily she didn't get fired, because that would just be really mean, because she was literally just doing her job. But like, isn't that crazy that like we put a weird value, like a numerical, like thousands of dollars on like a piece of paper crumpled up on the ground? Like, I mean, I know it's supposed to be symbolic, but it's just like out there. But yeah, this little corner here, I ended up really liking it, and this was the sneak peek. I do sneak peeks of my builds most of the time on Twitter, so if you ever want to be like ahead of the game, like on the curve, is that what it is? Ahead of the game and ahead of the curve? Yes. If you ever do, you can follow me on Twitter. I'm always actually surprised when people follow me on Twitter. I'm like, wow, really? Just because I don't put as much effort into it as I do YouTube. I'm usually just pretty like chill. Am I ever actually chill though? Do I actually have chill? That is the question. I do try and up the like excitement volume when I do my voiceovers, because like maybe it's a little like intense, but like, isn't that more fun? Oh my goodness. Oh, goodness gracious. I did have one other story to tell, really small story. I live in Seattle, and the rain has started. Like I managed to bring an umbrella to work, and I was walking home from work, and there was just a couple little spots here and there. I'm like, oh, this is fine, you know. And then it kind of like picks up. I'm like, oh, okay. And then it's like pouring, and I'm like, oh, we're doing this. And I'm like pulling out my umbrella and like unfurling it. Which I've lived in the Northwest all my life, and I am slightly a weirdo for even owning an umbrella, because usually that's like blasphemy or whatever. But anyways, we are coming up on the end of this build. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it and enjoyed me being back and excited. Please, please, please go check out Gavin's build. I am 100% positive it's gonna be awesome, and just anyways, you should just go check out his channel because he's awesome too. I'm like gesticulating all over the place. I'm probably gonna like take off and fly with how fast my arms are moving. But anyways, what was I gonna say? Yeah, if you like this, feel free to like, comment, share, or subscribe, or any of those things. Comments put a smile on my face. They fuel me. They're my only substance. I will wither away and die without it. You must comment. Don't actually. I'm completely kidding. Like, please don't hate me. But anyways, I hope you guys are all having a really great day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!